Sunday here, Kobe. 100 Thieves, one of, if not the top dog in the LCS, up against CLG, who are maybe going to make it to playoffs. Things are going to have to break pretty nicely for them in the back end of this, but Demonte said it yesterday. It is possible, Kobe.
I am not buying what you are selling, buddy. You cannot convince me that that is going to happen. But
it could happen.
I'm here for a fun one.
Yep.
Yes, 100 Thieves would like to win this game so that they remain at the top of the standings by virtue of TSM winning earlier in the day. TSM have just tied them, so they're holding onto that tied first place tenuously at the moment. I really wanted to weigh in on that champ select from the analyst test when they were punting around the questions around Graves. When Graves greatly excels, and by the way, you see Graves come back or get benched based on these 2 AD.
Yeah.
They've done it like 4 times. He got, on this patch, 11.4. Guess what? 2 AD back.
Hey!
Woo! Graves is back. So, anyways, the main strengths of Graves are around self-sufficient laners that can set you up, because Graves excels greatly in PvE scenarios where he gets to power clear, but you're doing a lot of counter jungling. He's one of the safest counter jungling champions. So sometimes you'll even see metas where Graves players will take Ignite instead of Flash and play super aggressively into the enemy jungler, because you know you can win every duel. In this case versus Lee Sin, Flash is incredibly important because you're dodging multiple skill shots on the opponent team. They also have an Ashe on the opponent team. An extra Flash goes a very long way, and losing mobility versus this setup would be too detrimental, but those are the cases where you really see Graves excel, when you can bully enemy jungler in those duels. You have these self-sufficient lanes that aren't going to rely on you, and you don't have to cover for, which allows you to mine not only your camps, but you're trying to get your pathing, tracking the enemy jungler, taking theirs. Top lane's so volatile though, Pastry. There's a siren going off. Junglers, get here now.
That was such a nice Q dodge there from Someday, actually, to kind of win the end of that trade. Also, as a reminder, Gwen has Ignite.
Yeah, there's an Ignite on this map, and it is in the top lane, so these volatile lanes are just screaming, yo, jungler interaction. They know that Lee Sin's target's topside, but Someday's a little bit cautious here. He knows possibilities. If he decided to give up his bottom side camps, Broxa could make his life very painful. And so these are the situations where if you don't get any intel on an enemy jungle position, you have to play more cautiously. That's why we see both of them not overextending now. Good dodge there by Demonte, just off to the side from Scatter the Weak.
Yeah, nice little sidestep there. We'll see a lot of that interaction here between these two as Syndra wants to play up and get Prio in the lane, as Closer has answered the call, Kobe. To the top lane he goes.
The bat signal went up early with that trade down to 100 HP, and here comes Batman.
In the smoke screen, but will dodge the incoming Q.
Big part of it is
just fine. Oh, hello, Broxer in mid lane getting aggressive. Demonte. Not enough gas in the tank, but Abadage is forced to flash.
Big part of it is just covering to allow Someday to push this wave in. Yes, if Lee Sin is there, you have a really good scenario. Now Someday getting super aggressive off of seeing the Lee Sin mid. This positioning is all off seeing Lee Sin mid. They can call for the dive. No extra CC here on Gwen though, so they can't actually catch Finn and just zone him from the minion wave.
Other nice thing is that Closer maybe has a camp to take here. Krug's up, I believe. I don't think Broxer made it there yet, but there's also Scott Crab to fall back to as well. So TP going to come back in for Finn. Abadaga going to stick around to make sure the minions hit the turret, and TP by Someday in mid lane here is they're going to briefly trade off here, as no one wants to miss any minions, basically. That's the story of all these teleports.
Yeah, I was curious actually, because they did have Abadaga kind of walking back towards mid. Here's the all-in though.
Bottom side looking good for FBI and Huhi. No surprises there. But pushing was happening here for Wild Toto and Smoothie. But in the 2v2, it's going to be all Leona plus Varus.
Yeah, and it's a standoff because both of them have Cleanse Ignite. So it's about who uses it first. You want to land your stun first for both sides. Either Leona Q and then wait for the Cleanse. Ignite after the Cleanse. If you mess that timing up, you're bad. Same thing for Braum. You want to get your stun off first. Wait on your Ignite. Don't Ignite as soon as you stun them, because then they get a 2-for-1. Cleanse removing everything, and yeah, miss out on the extra damage. Feels bad.
Does feel bad, as it looks like the swap is going to be a little bit more permanent than we maybe expected, but I don't think it's going to last the whole laning phase. But Abadaga looking pretty comfortable here on the top Syndra. And now looks like the exchange is going to happen once more, as Someday is spotted in transition. Abadaga going to hover just to make sure Broxer doesn't go in. And Huhi once again getting aggressive. slow there onto Wild Turtle is FBI is going to try and pepper him with arrows, but Ash firing back there, but still, again, Varus.
They both have arrows, Pastry.
In these
Whoa!
I realized that as I said it.
Arrows flying both ways. Those things are sharp. Turns out the Varus actually gets priority.
The Halo Blades character, huh?
Yeah,
interesting.
Who would have thought? Lethal Tempo definitely going to give a lot of power later, but Ash actually gets pushed out for once, and this is really big. FBI and Huhi just dominating here on bottom side. With the Braum there, CLG actually getting chunked out super heavily, and it's going to cost Wild Turtle. He pays for that one with minions. It's not just the gold, it's the extra experience here too. Ash greatly benefits from this. You really need your ultimate to have that impact in trying to set this Lee Sin up to have successful plays, because currently it is going to be Graves continuing on his warpath, clearing faster, level 5 now ahead of the Lee Sin, who's fishing around for these plays, trying to punish the flashless Syndra.
Abbedagge, though, will be playing with probably the appropriate amount of respect. Wave's pushing in the wrong direction, though.
Don't get prisoned.
Big stack of caustic creeps there. And he knows, like, he has to do this. It sucks, but he's going to find Broxah. Nice little roam there, but Smoothie's here as well, so no one's going to commit.
Huge timing, though. The communication is so key. Just highlighting there's no flash Syndra, and they actually go for it.
He finds two. Blind Zenith Blade there. Unbreakable up there for Smoothie, but 100 Thieves just chasing. Demonte's going to get ulted. See you later. That's going to be a kill for Syndra.
This is not your team,
nope.
buddy. You are on the wrong side of the river, and he gets blown up. That is first blood. Easy cash in for Abbedagge. Ultimate goes down on top of it for good measure. That's going to be the crab. 100 Thieves river domination.
Level 6 Graves as well. Oh, goodness. There's a Zenith play, but Total is going to be the target. Smokescreen there, but the cleanse is good. Damage is nice, but not enough to kill Total. Total holding on to the summoners.
Yeah, you can't really get anyone there, because if you go for Braum, already gets the jump back. And if you go for the Ash, cleanse is immediate for Turtle.
Revisit here. Actually, Brox is down as well, but he's on the level 5. Still going to try and make it happen. Huhi the target, but he's pretty tanky with a W up.
Don't take that.
And they will not.
Don't take that. Yeah, he's on fire. Yeah, you can get in there. Probably a 1-for-1, but losing jungle presence here so much more detrimental. So good call. Don't take that. Just push the wave in. This lets you get your reset first, so you can actually get back to your red side camps. Incredibly important here for Lee Sin to play off this and then go towards the Viego Gwen lane. Remember, you highlighted there is no flash on Gwen. This is someday taking the ignite. That is punishable. Lee Sin can get 6 off the red, go up there immediately, and try and make use of it. Here's another look at the possible, play there from Huhi. They walk back forward, so yes, they are in Fog of War this whole time, but Huhi's got the numbers, so he makes an educated guess. There's a lot of people that like to sit in this bush and peek out into the river. Turns out they find someone there, and it actually draws over Demonte to walk right in too, which is even more than they bargained for. That's a lot more than they expected. They will take it.
They certainly will, and I will personally applaud the discipline of Closer to not just take that kill and instead give it over to Syndra. That's like one of the easier Graves. I mean, I think...
Yeah. Hey, look what happened. He went to the red side. He's going to get level 6 off red. Just turns out everybody else is at this party too.
Uh-oh. Uninvited guest showing up. Closer covering someday. And I will say, stylistically, even though we're still kind of figuring out the Graves for this game, I like that this allows Closer to just let FBI and Huhi win the 2v2. Because sometimes I feel like they go back to their old ways of trying to camp in bottom lane and get FBI ahead. But you know what? Let them win. Closer can influence the other lanes. They're just fine on their own.
Well, guess what, Pastry? We highlighted the strengths of Graves at the beginning. Boom, on display, 100 Thieves. Yeah, it's definitely helped when you get the first blood walk in from mid laner towards the river. But even ahead of that, power clearing, getting the early PvE advantage, and this translates into setting up on these objectives. Level 7 now advantage for Graves, has the early lethality, probably going for the Eclipse, and gets to hover around on this top side a little bit longer.
CLG's just like, maybe we'll bait him, and Finn's like, hello.
Please take this bait.
Someday is not going to take it. Finn's like, So now they don't know that you're not here, but if they did, I would probably be dead. It does have flash, no ignite for some days, so Finn actually probably just fine, but definitely looks a little spooky, even though Finn is the one with the sheen.
Yeah.
Someday has not TP'd back to the Slendies yet. It's actually coming up very shortly.
And so these are why I highlight it for the Graves pick. And these are my favorite types of jungle matchups where you get to play more chess than you do bongos. You get to decide, higher value on Rift Herald. Pretty much every jungler in the game will take first top Rift Herald in exchange for early Dragon in the current state of the game, unless your comp is literally, stacks for soul immediately, and that's your win condition, because the Rift Herald provides so much tempo for your team, which is earlier momentum for pushing down on these turret plates. You get more gold, you get more health off the towers. That lets you open up the map quicker, so then you can make those transition plays, picking people off as they try and rotate between objectives. And it accelerates your game plan in a way that early dragons just do not.
Right. And I think something you pointed out, it also gives you access to secondary towers, which are also worth more gold, especially if you get the second Rift Herald, as Someday is letting it rip there onto Finn, but Finn's going to ulti out and be okay. But Someday, again, with the Ignite back up, is such a threat. But Damonte making their own Realm Warp in. Gwen, no flash. Finn starting the fight, and Someday is gone. Oh! Very nice from Damonte.
Finn's going to get his heal off. The minions were looking to finish him there, and he gets outplayed.
Gets Gwen passive. Pretty good. Big staying alive there for Finn. As 100 Thieves going to counter push mid here. Like you said, even with that roam, this is big tempo here for 100 Thieves.
Chop him up. Here comes the Astro.
Oh, it hit. No follow-up. Oh, no, there's Broxah kick, a little awkward, but Damonte still going in. Abadaga low, actually. Broxah going to finish that off. And 100 Thieves now have to turn tail and run. Closes out of there.
Love those Ash arrows because you fire it from base. You also get your mana regen back. Cooldown starts ticking early. And you actually set up a play. Wild Turtle feeling good about himself. Straight down mid lane. Gets rewarded. And CLG back at it again.
FBI, though, going to get knocked around by Braum. Ignited there, but there's the ulti out of Leona. Huhi, with the help of FBI, is going to assassinate Smoothie, and now Huhi's just going to run. He'll be fine.
Leona, it's so tanky, bro. Able to shrug that off after taking down Smoothie. 100 Thieves bring that bottom lane party down real quick. They're like, nice arrow. Now Wild Turtle doesn't have the CC, so they punish Smoothie for it.
Turtle's been around a long time. That is an Ashe classic. The arrow down mid, so Turtle.
Yeah, the real classic is taking teleport and teleporting to it after you fire it, so you arrive there to take it yourself.
All right, well, Duskblade done there for FBI. Shieldbow done for Turtle, as Someday and Finn continue to do battle here in the top side, but Someday with no Ignite after getting himself killed, in a bit of trouble, but here we go.
Woo! Nice aim. They were stacking for him, so it was pretty easy. That's just a percentage play there from Turtle. Broxah, I say it was a nice kick because you kick the Graves through the Syndra, you get your damage, you get your knock-up, and they are able to finish off the mid laner kill on top of it. No flashes blown by 100 Thieves in that exchange, though, so they have them ready for this bottom lane possible play. Everybody roaming down for it.
Oh, here comes Closer. Still has Rift Herald. Someday, though, just every snap. I mean, this matchup has been becoming one of my favorites to watch in top lane, but we'll hold that thought because Rift Herald's dropped here in bottom side. Once again, FBI is looking to collect some extra gold, and the Rift Herald's going to help out.
Able to... No, not stay close enough, so it all goes a decent amount there to Closer. Big cash in for the Jungle Graves, baby, and the Eclipse is done, so he's already online. Feels so nice.
I assume there are options for Graves. I feel like the last time we saw Graves, actually a champion that Closer has played quite a bit this year, obviously not so much this split. Shieldbow, I think an option. Gale Pulse we saw a lot of in the early stages, but Eclipse is one of those items that every time I see it, it just looks a lot looks better.
Yeah, I like the lethality heavy builds for Graves. When you're in comps like this and you want that burst damage, you've got Syndra, Varus, and Leona always set up for you. So I like big explosions.
Yep.
Plus gives you the extra little bit of shield and mobility there. So definitely worthwhile for Closer. We'll see about this top lane, though, because once again, that Siren's going off. Finn's been chunked out low, and the Ignite is ready for Someday.
Oh, this looks like a very unfair 1v2. No ultimates burned by Avadaga or Closer, and Damonte is forced to flash away. At least gives him a thumbs up on the way out, but 100 Thieves starting to exert their will across every part of the Rift. Total slowed. Zenith Blade not going to connect. It was actually Chain of Corruption coming in for FBI, but he finished off the turret first, and Total did have time to flash away.
Yeah, that's a high-value push for 100 Thieves. They were going to get that tower no matter what, and Turtle being up there kind of close burns the Ashe Flash. Definitely going to be felt as far as the next Dragon fight. Only 25 seconds away, and guess what? You've already got the resets coming out. Someday's heading back towards top with no teleport, so doesn't look like 100 Thieves is going to put a lot of emphasis on it, though.
100 Thieves, it looks like Syndra will take it back here. Abadaga does have the TP if he needs to rejoin. Dragon up in 8 seconds. That is the thing CLG can lean on right now, but that gold is looking pretty good on the 100 Thieves side as Damonte currently ahead of FBI, but not by much.
Yeah, so they're just committing once again to top side there with the Gwen. Finn also does not have teleport, but he's hovering down. So CLG are going to finish off this Dragon. I'd say 100 Thieves, maybe you fish around for something, but if it doesn't present itself, just take the push on top side for 100 Thieves and be happy with Gwen again shoving into Viego.
Maybe a little bit of push on mid as well is somewhat damaged, but Damonte pretty good at cleaning that one out, especially with his first item done. So CLG actually chasing 100 Thieves up the top river to the Rift Herald. Arrow! Oop! Everyone dodge it! Ah, Closer, come on. You got the message from so far away.
Yeah, everybody saw it. Who he shouts over his shoulder, yo, Abadaga, dodge this. Abadaga walks out of the way. Abadaga say, hey, Closer, this is still coming, bro. Doesn't matter because nobody's going to pick him off, but does mean they're able to finish up, return back to this Rift Herald. And so our earlier logic on Rift Herald #1 over Dragon still continuing for 100 Thieves along with #2, which again, I still support as far as the extra pushing power here, opening up these lanes and trying to get that juicy tower gold for themselves. I would set the premise up that they're definitely going to fight #3, because then you're going to have your rank 2 in all of your ultimates there. You see Syndra already has rank 2 ultimate. FBI will get one really quickly, and those combine for very dangerous burst damage around those small jungle corridors. So if you use a Rift Herald up on top side way ahead of time, I really like this. You can push it in heavily. You'll get an early push there, advantage in setup for Dragon #3, so you can actually get the primary position there, and you don't have to worry too much about CLG approaching Soul as long as you execute in that one fight with your gold lead.
Yep, pace staying nice and high though for 100 Thieves. Love that they're just crashing at top lane and trying to continue to get some gold and open up the map for themselves, as you mentioned. Almost 3,000 gold ahead, not quite there yet, but 100 Thieves are starting to create a pretty sizable gap in gold between these two teams. As Damonte will try and answer here on the bottom side of the map, but Rise takes a little time to kill these towers.
Yeah, at the moment, just going to be chipping away at it. Long rotation over for any 100 Thieves member, though, so he's got plenty of time to work with. And it's just gonna finish it right off. Nobody else can actually get here, so finally answered there. CLG get their first turret pastry time. Big money forward. Tanner time.
All right. Ooh, he does grab it, but again, it is going to be eyes on that third Dragon here. 2 minutes 40 now until that one is up. And we'll be watching the inventories as well to see what second items are coming out, because everyone's got their first one.
Do you see that caution on display on screen? When you are strong side top, 100 Thieves assumed CLG invaded their red quadrant and set up vision for a possible pick. So very, very cautious retake here for 100 Thieves as you transition back. That's something that goes overlooked because there's no action there, but they seed the bottom tower. They use multiple vision checking tools to make sure they're not walking into any CLG brush camping in preparation of transitioning back over.
Both teams also still with this mid-outer turret up. So going to be a much shorter fight for the mid wave here, as both ADs are basically parked here in mid lane, trying to get the wave pushing for their team. A little bit of tug of war there, as Brox may have found a loop around here, but FBI is going to try and cut that off. At least get a little bit of damage down, but it is CLG currently owning this top side of the map. Someday right now going to have to play under a bit of pressure, as CLG are on the wrong side to set up for this Dragon Vision, but they've still got time to make their way around.
Yeah, they can easily, rotate Damonte over. Rise has the Realm Warp, so you can you can make some pretty big objective plays even if you're a little bit lagging in this. I would say, though, a minute and 15 seconds, get your recalls off now, get your control wards. As you can see, nobody has them in inventory except for Smoothie, who just went back. And Smoothie down there is the one doing the vision work for CLG. So he gets a little bit of that deep ward here, puts his control ward, sweeps out through the river, and it only is going to be a reward if CLG can defend that vision. Vision put down ahead of time and not defended is just a waste of time. So if 100 Thieves get their full reset off, they come in force, they take advantage of the fact that you're not coordinated in your vision play and just retake and immediately sweep it all out. Your efforts, as admirable as they were for nothing.
Would you look at that?
Oh.
Closure and Hui, first to the river, right on time for the Dragon.
Team vision play, Pastry. Team vision play.
And their closer just replaces the ward he found with one of his own.
And it turned into a zombie. Betrayed by your own ward.
FBI still shooting Qs over the little ridge.
Oh,
That is a realm up on FBI is who they want to look for. And now Broxy going to dive in. FBI trying to fend for himself. It's closer that's already been left off the rift, as that's a nice little kick flash there. Finn's going to clean up FBI as a result, as Graves. That was quite confusing. And now Finn going to keep diving in. CLG looking for kill number 3. Not going to find it just yet, but they killed the jungler. That's going to be Dragon, CLG.
CLG unleashed, Pastry time. Guess what? No vision, no problem. Realm Warp in, baby. You see a hero, you Realm Warp on his ass. They get everybody in there, right on top of FBI. Even with Flash, Broxa is able to chase him down, gets the kick Flash out, and all of a sudden, this preparation, these careful calculations of 100 Thieves saying, ah, yes, big brain play. We're going to get a bunch of money off these top lane plays and these Rift Heralds. Now the Dragon stacking is scary because CLG, they don't hesitate. Ash Arrow into Realm Warp. The coordination here pays off. Broxa kick flash onto the Varus right through the 2 other members and just dominates this team fight. Finn even trying to chase off Abadaga, trades flashes with him, was 1 Q away from finishing off that kill. CLG not sitting around anymore, Pastry time.
Nope. This ain't no Cloud Soul either. This is Ocean Soul, baby. CLG on track for a very quick soul here in this game. And now 100 Thieves must show up to play every single time the Dragon respawns. The gold lead wasn't even that big to begin with. To be honest, 3K up for 100 Thieves was nice, but now that has been crushed down to only 1,000 gold ahead. Rise is scaling. CLG feeling good. They know exactly how to play the game out from this point.
Yeah, they do. No hesitation. Fire off that arrow. Get in there with the Realm Warp. Really, this is exactly what people want to see. You know, this is a breath of fresh air watching CLG, pull off that play, considering the last kind of month that they have had. So good stuff here. See if they can keep it up, though, because currently just a little bright spot.
Oh, that's funny. I was thinking that's the second time that particular username
you know,
appeared on
funny?
the broadcast. What?
The reason why he only had 150 channel points to bet on CLG now is because he was previously betting on CLG and lost them all because they lost so many games.
It has layers. I love it. Also, I feel like Realm Warp Arrow is like the 2021 version of the classic TP Arrow, right? It's build your own Season 1 Ash.
Yeah, get the team incorporated in it. Love it.
It's true. Quite a bit better than a solo TP mid where you insta-die even though you stunned them for like a year. Demonte is busy catching waves here on the top side. Wits End done for Turtle. CLG, I mean, happy to wait here. Definitely a team that has been quite patient in a lot of their games, for better or worse.
Who? Which one?
CLG.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, okay, yeah. They've been overly patient sometimes.
Yeah, yes, I did say for better or worse, Kobe. It has been both.
Yeah, I'm on board, okay, I'm on board. I'd say there's been a lot of worse for them, but we're focusing on positives this game. Man, that play that they just put off mid lane, what a banger, right?
It was very nice, but is there any more for CLG? Also, these mid-outer turrets have been up for way too long. They need to, like, change the difficulty on the tower defense game, all right?
I like these last 2 consecutive plays CLG have pulled off. When you've got a lull with objectives at the moment, because there's going to be no rushdown on the Baron, and Dragon already taken means there is a trough on this mid-map gravity, basically, that's going to draw anybody out. So you go for these kind of hanging plays. Broxa just waits in the brush by his split pusher. I love these trailing split pusher plays where whether it's jungler or whether it's the other split pusher with teleport, he hovered behind Damonte, hoping for the 1v1 trail. Maybe you get the pick off, you can punish. If not, you don't actually lose a lot because there's not a big opportunity cost because there are no big other objectives on the map, 400 Thieves to push on, and you're just throwing out these chances. So swing, and they don't get the kill, but they do get the tower on top side. They do get this standing gold that's just on the map waiting for them to pick it back up. And guess what? They've evened it up, and because of the early investment, they have such tremendous priority now over 100 Thieves.
All right, well, a minute until the dragon is up. It will be the first soul of this game. The first of 4 tries for CLG to get it, but obviously they'd love to get it right now. They are ready to team fight, right? The gold is even. Yeah. Damonte's pretty big. Total's got his items. It's just about the execution now.
Man, just noticed too the second item, 4 Doms there for Graves, investing so incredibly heavy into the armor penetration. Starting out with lethality and get the flat penetration, there's not a lot of armor stacking going on. You see all these merc treads going down on the opponent team, but you know, percentage penetration is applied first, and then you get your lethality. So maybe he's just going to go more lethality, get another serrated Dirk in there. That will be actually a pretty quick power spike if they can wait a little bit to get in that for the more burst damage. But you know, a lot of the defense is actually coming from stuff like Braum. It's not coming from armor. It's coming from Unbreakable.
Oh, this is what they want to do. All right. Well, I was gonna say Someday completely took over the right side of the map. So CLG cannot go for this. Now they turn for the fight. Arrow hits on Huhi, but he flashes out. And Someday soloing the dragon. So CLG, I like the attempt, but that's not gonna work out this time.
Yeah, it was a realm warp over to the side, but they're still just kind of sideswiping there instead. They don't have anything to say about this dragon, so maybe if they're able to capitalize following up more quickly on the arrow and chain stun before who he could flash out, it could have looked different. I still think that Someday could have moved up pretty quickly from dragon there, so swing and a miss this time for CLG, but hey, as you alluded to earlier, Pastry, you like to see him swinging instead of shitting.
Definitely, as Damonte is just taking over the side lane as well. 290 farm on this rise. Finn, though, potentially at the mercy of the side lane. Gwen, ulti's out, but Someday's going to keep on chasing you. Snip, snip, Ignite is down. Great flash out of Finn there as the last level of the ulti comes out. And who is that? That's Damonte. Hello, Someday. Someday now going to have to get out of this one. Gwen W apparently not up because she would still be alive. And Damonte picks up a very nice kill.
Punished for the all-in CLG. Get right back up, Pastry time, let's go. They got to kill, you got to push hard, get something off of it. Mid lane has a 50% HP. They've got jungle attention in the area. Damonte's actually getting blue first, and he used Realm Warp in addition to his teleport for bottom side play, so doesn't look like they actually get an objective off of this play, and it's just a teleport invested for the kill credit onto Someday. Guess what? Gwen continues scaling. My personal view on the Gwen is that the 2 items are where you have really scaled to effectiveness, so I don't think you have to wait for much more than that. You don't have to get 3 or anything. He's actually got a lot of really nice to haves on top of his core 2 here with the healing cutting and a stopwatch. So possible big plays now available for Someday, even though you're shooting 0-2 on Gwen. What matters are your items here, and he's level 16, ready to roll. Again, this trailing play from CLG. I love these though. Trail behind Damonte, trying to protect the split push. Look for any outstanding members that try and pick a fight. See if you can get that pick off. Don't get anything this time around again, and it actually gives plenty of time for 100 Thieves to establish full vision control over the Baron.
Right, this is maybe one of the issues of leaning so hard to a side lane, is that you basically give up the space between the mid lane and whatever lane they're pushing, because you can't like hang out in the river to shadow them. You actually have to be pretty close in case someone else is coming through. But they are heavily committing to Damonte here. At least he's invested in himself. That's a death cap now finished for this rise, and whether it's the side lane, the objective, or the enemy champions, Damonte is going to have to navigate very well.
He's going to do work. He is going to do work. Death cap coming in for Damonte is huge. You've got really, really outstanding damage output with this build. With the Seraphs on top of it, he's going to have so many multipliers. You know, level 16 here too. Rise is going to be a big problem for 100 Thieves, so they have to focus their CC here. There's no cleanse on Damonte. He has a stopwatch. That's the only safety you have to worry about. If they could catch him out, that would be huge.
All right, well, Finn trying to run away someday, who is going to permanently sit on the sideline when he knows that the rest of CLG can't come over to this side of the map. Damonte, though, is also permanently fixed in his side lane, so it's kind of a battle between the two strong side laners right now, but a recall here being popped by Ku. Here's Damonte is invading for some vision. Closer is going to spot him now. They know the race is there. That is such a good solo flare. Damonte into stasis. Now Brock's going to try and save him, but Damonte's just going to get picked off.
We cursed him. We cursed him! I'm sorry, Damonte! No, he got picked! Here goes another pick, though, followed up with the Varus ultimate. The rest of CLG are able to escape, but you walk into the Dark Forest, Pastry Time, Fog of War, and the sweeper goes off. He reacts so quickly. They tagged with the slow despite the flash from Damonte trying to get out. And guess what? Now your stopwatch is broken on top of it. We've been pretty good with the curses, actually.
Yeah.
2 for 2 as far as the games today.
Got him. Yeah, well.
Who's next in the death note? All right, Damonte, it would be terrible if they got picked off. You know, Damonte, that's so big for 100 Thieves. You know, he's the biggest damage output. You know, they only have to watch out for a stopwatch. Well, guess what? He's going in past the control ward, Pastry, so it is seen by them. Closer helps out Huhi with the sweeper. So this control ward sees him on the entry. Sweeper follows up, allows them to finish it off.
All right.
And yeah, we got to see how much damage. That was within basically half a rotation. As he's getting blown up, he's still almost 1-for-1s with Abadaga, but you burn so much in that invade. Your flash is gone, your stopwatch is broken, and you're crying.
Remember what we said about how CLG are doing such a good job of shadowing this Rise and protecting him? Weird how the one time they don't do that, he gets killed instantly.
Yeah, well, it was also pretty aggressive solo blind.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Through the jungle with no pressure anywhere else, but this is leading up to Dragon.
All right, here we go.
And it's a soul fight.
You know what? If they get the soul, it's not going to matter. We'll erase it from our memory. As Broxer in the back of the pit, hanging out in the control. Oh, goodness, someday is going to force Broxer out of there.
He can get back in. No, Lee Sin, no problem.
Oh, Arrow actually finds Abadaga. Smoothie actually finds a follow-up as well. And Damonte going to leap into action, but Huhi trying to zone them out. Finn is doing everything he can to try and kill the Syndra, but it's not enough as Smoothie is going to be forced to flash away. And CLG basically a 3v4 right now.
I love watching the late game Gwen. Someday's going to be able to chop him down. These arrows from FBI are doing so much work. Guess what? Abadaga lives again. He teleports back in after getting chunked down to 100 HP. 100 Thieves protect him well, despite Finn trying to go for that Viego all-in counter there. The attempt at the steal, not going to find it for CLG either, so 100 Thieves can take this one to the bank.
All right, 2 more shots for CLG at the Ocean Salt. As attempt number 2 comes up short, we'll watch this one again.
All right, so again, they're trying to re-punish the Syndra. They know, no flash on Syndra, eyes on Syndra. Can we nail Syndra with anything? Roxa starts up on the Dragon. Yeah, he does get pushed out of the pit, but they're looking for the pick.
Oh, goodness. All right, the classic straight to Baron. Somedays in the back here. Closer going to get zoned out by Smoothie. I think they can finish this off, but what damage can Someday do? They get the Baron, but at what cost? Kobe Someday going golden there, and it's 100 Thieves running them into the ground in the Baron pit. Smoothie trying to do what he can. Sorry, Turtle is firing away in the back of it as Finn actually finds himself a double kill. He does the Varus ulti. He gets the triple kill, but he will fall as a result, and it's a mess. 3 for 3 in the Baron pit.
CLG get the Baron, though. They get to reset. They actually shouldn't give up any towers either. You can have Lee Sin come cover mid as hard as 100 Thieves are trying to push afterwards. This Baron is going to allow easy Baron-empowered recalls. Here's another look at how it happened. This was when we were talking about, oh yeah, 100 Thieves. They're going straight to the bank with that Dragon Steel. Guess what? The bank is too far away. Pastry time. And CLG Realm Warp in. These Rise plays gaining you extra timings on moving towards objectives can be so big. Damonte didn't hesitate. They burn it down. Then they focus burning down this Gwen. And Finn, when you as Viego get to take the soul of Gwen, use the W, then after you get to ultimate, it's so big. Viego getting to kill Gwen, stealing the Gwen soul, gives you hope for the turnaround in the fight. In the end, they get to keep 2 of their Baron buffs, which allows them to re-push.
All right, well, CLG, excuse me. Getting themselves back into this game. Red Bull
You
Baron
are
buff.
excused, sir. Don't worry about it.
Trying to push some of these lanes. Gold is even, which is not what you want when you have Baron. But hey, CLG have caught themselves back up, and we'll see how much damage they can get done. And if they can prepare perhaps the bottom half of the map and maybe get the inhibitor taken down and have super minions move towards that side of the map. Why, Kobe? That would make taking this Dragon Soul a hell of a lot easier.
I mean, all I really care about is how much damage Closer's gonna do. I was talking about, oh yeah, he's just gonna go more lethality then. Okay, sick. Collector, baby. I would just want to see full burst damage, all guns a-blazing. Give Closer some more DPS.
Loading guns into his gun, shooting other guns at people.
Shooting swords out of his guns, you know, he's got all the weapons here. Level 16, he's actually gonna get another rank in his ultimate. That ult hits like a entire truck, okay? He's got full lethality with armor penetration percentage. Oh my god, okay, I just want to see the full combo.
All right, we'll see if we get to see it. Demonte also
Because guess what? If he doesn't, then he just dies. Okay? The drawback is you don't have your Sterix, you don't have any of your pseudo-tanky Grave build, so you get one shot, sir.
Yeah, I've got no stopwatch.
Make it count.
Just the Eclipse Shield. That's all you can hold on to. Eclipse tries to save you. Alrighty, well, this game's dragging on maybe a little longer than people would have expected, but as a result, now that we are here later into this game, we got Someday continuing to scale as the game goes. We've got Rise continuing to scale as the game goes. We've got Finn scaling off the fact that Someday is scaling if they can pick her off. And once again, we'll be back to the Dragon Soul in a minute and 10 seconds. And this time, CLG feeling like they're getting out a little bit early.
Well, I think it is to their advantage to get out here early because they are so heavily rewarded with Braum, with Ashe, you know, having 100 Thieves face check, but they don't keep everybody in the river. So 100 Thieves going to push hard on mid instead. They ignore the setup for Soul. They push on the tower first, and they get rewarded with the objective. Guess what? Reset from CLG. They abandon their position that they just secured on Dragon. And once again, it's a case of vision laid down and left unprotected. So retake from 100 Thieves is allowed. They get right back in there. And they even have topside setup. Does Someday finish off that tower before teleporting in? No, Finn arrives first, so you know they don't also get the tower on top of it, but they did get the clean retake of Vision and River.
Oh, Finty being so early here. CLG trying to make a play right now. Brox actually can hop over as well. Oh my goodness, this could be so sneaky. Realm Warp as well. Everyone's looking for the flank. And now CLG have maybe sprung the trap early, but 100 Thieves cannot expect this. Huhi now the target, but he's very tanky, and the TP does come through for Someday. So now it's a 5v5 for the Soul.
They just used Ashe Arrow on that too. Yeah, Leona ultimate's down, so maybe it's an even trade of engagement tools.
All right, well, Brox is trying to find Someday, but he also needs to be there for the Dragon to smite it, so maybe we're just going to flip it right out front.
Oh, baby.
All right, it's
Graves has so much burst damage. Closer can combo so much burst damage with this, but he can also get one shot if he gets stunned.
This is very tense. The Dragon is very important for CLG, and the steal comes through for Closer. Broxer left in the front is going to dash back towards his teammates, and CLG will actually keep all 5 alive, but 100 Thieves are in hot pursuit.
Critical Unbreakable there from Smoothie to try and block the explosion damage from this lethality armor penetration.
Oh, they swap sides.
Graves.
All right, everyone's gonna recall a gentleman's agreement to back away.
We got what we came for, okay? Dragon down. Now everybody's on soul point. Even footing, baby.
Remember when I said that CLG would have 4 shots at the soul? I didn't think we'd actually get there.
We go full distance. We like to give, you know, value for our tickets to our CLG shows.
All right, well, let's just on again. I kind of like the little flank here. It's very cute for CLG, but unfortunately, it just doesn't hit.
I really liked the all-in Realm Warp. That was like, we're coming in hot, baby! The only problem with those is like it's very easy to Leona ult those.
Yes.
So it's good they didn't go for it this time around. But they exchanged the Ashe Arrow for Leona ult, which is an even trade. It comes down to Burst on Dragon. I really hope that CLG were just going to force on Closer, because Closer's eyes are on Dragon for smiting it here, and he gets in there with Someday, and he does have the burst damage. That smoke screen blocks them off, so no steal possible for CLG. as you know, he goes flying in at the end there. The Q actually did land, but it cost him all of his life. I guess it is possible to steal, but it costs you so much of your life to go for that afterwards that CLG forced out. And nice smite plus combo there from Closer.
Look at the rack we've been on, Kobe. That is a roller coaster gold grab.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not at all. Well, maybe in some ways, CLG are offering a lot of resistance. Hit 100 Thieves, right? I think you look at this matchup on paper and maybe think would be done 10 minutes ago. 100 Thieves absolutely slaughter CLG. And there have been some missteps, but CLG have continued to apply the pressure. We'll see if they can pull the game out, because we're going late. In fact, we are late. It doesn't matter. Now the Baron for 100 Thieves is going to be the story. Broxah, can you counter-steal the big objective here? As CLG aren't getting in easily, but 100 Thieves actually will give it up. Damonte's also splitting.
Huhi got chopped up. So 100 Thieves were trying to draw this teleport out from Damonte, but Huhi just got 80% of his life chopped up right out of the gate by Finn. Viego's on you, and guess what? You can't force the teleport. They're going to take the turret bottom side, and now they're forcing on 100 Thieves. CLG have the possibility to turn themselves here. Wild Turtle, Ash Arrow is up.
TPing now. Here's Damonte. Somebody can't join us. The 5v4 for CLG. Arrow hits FBI, but he cleanses it off. And now the Baron is going to be hit. Damonte gets it, but can CLG get out safely? Finn is trying to do what he can, but who is low as Broxah kicks in FBI. That is such a good play. Gives away his life to kill that one. And now Finn is trying to pop off. But FBI gets a kill on the other end of it there as the shutdown comes through for Closer. Someday over the top of the ulti trying to make it happen. Smoothie is going to get shredded to pieces. 100 Thieves actually going to get the ball at the end of it. Despite the Baron, they stripped them all. It's a quadra kill for Closer.
100% the comms there is he's baiting them. Oh, maybe we can get like a kill over the wall. And then it's just like, bro, you're trying to bait a late game Gwen. This is 4-item Gwen. You're not going to kill him over the wall. Just flash out of there. Early flash, Turtle, run for the hills. Take those Baron buffs back to base. But CLG, the rest of the members come over to the Baron, Paul. And they're like, yeah, maybe we'll get the count. Guess what? Gwen reigns supreme.
Alrighty.
For someday. They chase him down.
Alrighty.
First damage Graves is on display. Pastry on. I'm here for it.
Looking good. Closer 8-1-2 to close out that game. Our only Bud Light ace was the last one. It was the one that ended the game, as 100 Thieves will close it out against